I'm very excited to introduce some friends, some people that we've been working with for a decade or more, I think now. And it's wonderful to see this turnout. It's way too quiet in here, so I need to know, are you ready? Yeah. All right. So this is a group that we've worked with, as I said, for about a decade. Chris Amity did his final defense presentation yesterday. Congratulations, Chris. It was successful. But Mom is really happy about it. So, but Chris has worked there for 10 years as well, did his master's and then his PhD work there. So we worked in a number of different ways with this group. So thrilled that we talked about getting you here for a number of years now. COVID kind of stopped us when I was at the University of Arizona, and we've been working on getting a group here at University of Wyoming. So you will see the amazing work they do. They are heroes to me, and I just really appreciate all that you do. And you'll see a wonderful amount of community involvement, real impact on conservation, and just genuinely wonderful people telling their story today. They're here for for a half hour after this. We'll have pizza outside. You can mingle and ask some questions, that kind of thing. And then I know some of you are headed up to a conference that we're hosting on managing wildlife on large landscapes up in Jackson. They're going to be giving the conference opening presentation as well. So just really thrilled to welcome the Mambas. And Craig, I'm going to turn it over to you. Craig Spencer, the Chief Warden and say the founder of the Black Mamba. So take it away, Craig.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys. Nice crowd, nice turnout. And sorry about yesterday. I know this was scheduled in for yesterday, but there were issues with the flights and what have you. So the Mambas only came in last night, looking fresh and perky, jet lagged. These are representing the Black Mambas, Colette and Pateko, two of our senior Mambas. This started 12 years ago. Is that right? Okay, I'm not going to say too much because I'll steal their thunder. There's a short video to introduce them. It's quite a recent video as well. This is the landscape to give you an idea of the landscape that they patrol, that they look after. It's part of a massive open system, a 3 million hectare open system, protected areas network, right up in the northeastern corner of South Africa. We've got Mozambique on the eastern side, Zimbabwe on the northern side. Chris knows it well. He's been coming and going for the last 10 years, looking at elephants and rodents and trees and all kinds of things. So I'm going to let the Mambas do the talking. Okay, do you want to come up here? And then let's hear it for Colette and Nkateko. Two of our senior sergeants. Colette's been with us since the very beginning, and I'm very proud to say that when we started the proof of concept to introduce women into the Ranger Corps was 12 years ago. We started with 6. We still have exactly the same 6. Since then we've had a few extra intakes. Nkateko was part of the second intake and has risen through the ranks faster than anybody else, which is why she stands here today. It's really very difficult for us to choose who is going to travel, because it's such a unique opportunity and such a wonderful opportunity, and I thank you very much indeed to the University of Wyoming for that. But it's always the highest achievers that gets chosen, and that's why they're here today. Thank you, ladies. Take it away.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Colette Ngobeni. I'm one of the Black Mambas Anti-Poaching unit, which is based in South Africa. So we are patrolling in Greater Kruger, where is South African National Park, but we patrol a small portion which is in Greater Kruger. So we'll show you in our presentation. So you are more than welcome after the presentation to ask some questions. We are loaded with an airtime ready for you to answer your questions. Thank you.
How do we make the video go?
is a reason why our project doesn't really stance. When it comes to bullets, you're going to kill someone. And I don't want to go home to an angry child or an angry widow from the same community where I come from. I don't want my kids or my grandkids to not know the right. This is one thing that pushed me to come here, because I wanted to be someone. I wanted to bring change into the community that I come from and bring awareness and open the roads for the next generation. The Black Mambas project is a unique project because with the first female anti-poaching unit, I never thought of myself being a ranger. We break the chain that women cannot be rangers. The Black Mambas are unarmed, and for the past 10 years, none of the Black Mambas has been killed by poachers. The reason I choose to come here is because I've realized that it's all about giving back to the community. And as women, we are the mothers of the earth.
Black Mambas are the first ever all-female anti-poaching unit in South Africa. They are the heroes in our local community because of the work that they do.
When I was doing my high school, I was in grade 8, and then I've learned that people are killing the riders. At first, when I was in primary, I thought they make them sleep, and then they cut them on. Then when I was doing my grade 8 in high school, I realized that they should to kill. And from there, I joined the Eco Club. That bit of knowledge that I've gained made me want to become someone who can protect the iconic animals. It was not even of me becoming a ranger. But then after my matric, my parents didn't have money for me to further my studies, and my colleague, whom we went to the same school together, told me about the post of the Black Mambas where they want women to work as rangers. I've used a little bit of information that I gained while I was in my high school at the Bawati Foundation, and I applied, and here is where I am.
They're doing incredible work just by taking young ladies from our local communities and train them to be the future and the face of conservation.
I grew up in a village where we were told that a woman can never be a ranger, and we're breaking that chain, and it's a success because now we have so many rangers all over the world. So that means that the message that we're spreading is going straight to the people that we need, that need to receive the message. So that's why we have the Bush Baby Project. One day I was involved in an incident of being chased by poachers, and I survived, and I wanted to quit. But my mom motivated me after seeing the passion that I have, the love that I have for nature. She motivated me to come back to it. You don't need to have a PhD to become a ranger. Passion, love for animals, just be yourself. be brave enough to go out there and stand up, raise a voice for the animals. And as a women, you know, we're empowering each other. We're trying to use the rod of education to stop rhino poaching, and also we cherish life. Being a ranger is not about being inside a game reserve. It's also about going to the community, protect the community.
They are actually contributing so much into conservation. Everyone within our community, or even in our country, or the entire world, we need to give them as much as possible support, because what they're doing is it's very, very good in trying to fight against poaching without using violence. And their main focus is on teaching young South Africans environmental studies and to choose the right path, which is to stop poaching.
So people have seen how important it is for women to stand up for themselves and also to become a ranger, and they want to do this because we didn't allow people to undermine us, and we wanted to show everyone that we as women can do this, and we have proved ourselves. I am in the middle of the animals and the poachers. And for the past 10 years, I'm still here protecting the iconic animals. For me, being a black mamba, it's, I feel grateful, and I feel like I'm a hero for being a black mamba. Using words, I cannot express how much it feels to me being a woman in this industry. My name is Leighton Kavela. I am the Black Mamba supervisor.
Sure. When I said a short video, I meant a matinee. But began in response to.
Because they know that I'm away from them, they want to seek revenge to me. That's why we don't carry any guns. No guns, no. Yeah, we don't carry any guns. We just use education to fight our battles. Unethical towards animals, we are on their territory. Yeah, we've been chased so many times by lion, elephant, but still because it's not based on us. We cannot chase our elephant away. We cannot do that because it's our habitat. So we are living together with the animals because we are here to protect those voiceless animals. Rangers are role models. Wherever we go, we are the role models. Because unfortunately, we are unique. We are different compared to other rangers. We are so special.
Adding on what Katsaka was saying, the animals that we are protecting, we are there to protect the animals. If we carry guns, we'll feel like we have power because we have guns. If the animals try to charge us, we'll shoot at the animals. So what was the reason of being the ranger? Because if we shoot these animals that we are saying we are protecting them, and these animals, they're at their free zone, their own territory, we are there to protect them. So again, if we carry guns, we'll never pay any attention while we are in the field. While we need to pay attention while we're in the field, we'll feel like if a lion comes to me, I will shoot at it. We have an incident recently. We have an incident where members, they were chased with the lions. I swear to God, that day if members had a gun, they would be dead. Because what if they miss that a lion? But because they didn't have gun, they used the education that they have, that they were given, that they were taught at the training. That's why everyone now in the Mambas, we never lost any Mamba, and then we never killed any animals in the reserve that we are patrolling in.
Our mission, wildlife crime prevention. We are trying to make the reserve the most undesirable and risk area to poach. We do not wait for poachers to come into and catch them. We prevent them from coming inside. We want to see that these things are happening into our reserve. It did happen, but not in our reserve, at the other side. By patrolling in the reserve every day, every morning, going to the bush, sweeping, cleaning all the wire that poachers are putting, we make sure that we want to see poachers coming into our reserve. By putting our boots in the ground, when the poachers come there to put up their wire or to do whatever they want, when they see that there's someone's following them, they think it's a ranger, they have to back off. So we try ever their best to chase them by putting our boots more in the ground, and also to be more on the face, and whoever walking on the road, he can be able to see us. So we want to see things like this happening into our reserve. We strive to develop priority community on our borders and show the local that the protect wildlife is beneficial for us since wildlife is a source of our job. When we go to the community, we want the community to benefit from us. So we go to the community, we do the march, and then raising the big board, stop lion poaching, stop elephant, and control everything. By doing so, we wanted to show them that are part of our reserve. When they're sitting down thinking like, can I go to the bush and poach? But now the members are here with me, we do the march, they're helping us with this and that. That's where they end up stopping, because we are working together, hands in hands with the community. But working in the community is the biggest investment. They want to think of coming and coach because we're always coming with them to do the march, stop and also we educate them why I'm in the bush for more days away from them, why it is important to have our animals as our heritage, so now they end up understanding, knowing that we should not go to the reserve and push. So we do this in the community. The second part of our work. Sometimes it's getting emotional because we had so many challenges. We want to see these kind of things happening with ourselves. So, but I'm so proud because ever since we've been in that area in our reserve, none running has been down, killing my poachers. But we are natural death like elephant saving through gunshot. Why? Because we patrol more in the bush, we put our boots more in the ground, we try to go and remove wires as much as we can. We always be vigilant, shining our skills and doing everything to make sure that the poachers doesn't get any chances to come to our reserve and poach. So that is happening not in our reserve, to the other side. I remember we called our boss to go to the other shining until the following day. And I was started to okay, the Mambas must go home because now the poachers are not. While the poachers are already inside. So go out to our camp, sit. And around 12 o'clock we get a call like, the random baby is checking and controlling. The poachers already taken down. And then they say to us, Mambas, you know a person, nothing. They say, please, let's go to the other side where we went. Because we patrolled the whole night trying to take them the rhino, but now they are released. We cried. We thought that we failed to protect our animals. Why are we leaving that area where they say go home and rest? Instead of staying there until to see what was going to happen. But the poachers went there and took them out. We cried. That's why we fight very hard even now as the ladies to stand whether it's holiday, even if it's Christmas time, we stay in the bush that we want to see these things happen due to our reserve when we are working. But the other side is the so we were there and then we see that it's so sad. And then when the poachers killed down the rhino, they cut the branches of the branches, they cover it. Why they cover it? They, most we work together with the watchers and animals. Whenever it's happening in the bush, they always creating us like, oh, there's carcass down there. So when they put down the branches like this, the watchers cannot pay out to see the carcass because they cover with the branches. They went there and that people were taken down there. And the second part is there was a baby there was busy roaming around trying to find to wake up the mother by the mother. We cried. That's why we fight the highland. In our reserve, no more. We want to see these things happening. We patrol every night. We don't carry any gun, but we are doing much more to make sure that we see these things happening to our reserve.
So the members, we work 21 days on and 10 days off. So in our 21 days on, we stay in the compound. So in our compound, at front of our compound, there are snares and there are rhino skulls. So every morning, we get motivated or we get the reason why we should wear our boots and go out and protect these animals because they are voiceless. We are their voice because they are voiceless. And then again, this is the reality to the rangers in Africa. It's so sad and unbearable pain when the rangers find this in the bush while knowing that they are risking their lives protect these animals. So we get motivated for every morning to ourselves to put this uniform, go out and protect these voiceless animals, the fauna and flora in the reserve.
Our strategy, patrolling the reserve to create visual presence. Every day, as I was stated earlier, like in the morning, we split into more teams depending on how many members we are available at the time. We go for patrol. The reason why we do, wherever we drive along the main road, you will see other big members are there. If the poachers they plan to come into our reserve, we don't give them a chance or a small little gap to come in and because we'll be patrolling to make sure that anyone see us. Early detect and gathering information. When we do the first time, it's the first time that if we find that there is a hole there underneath the fence, we try level the best to double check that there is a tracks of a human or tracks of an animal. If there's a tracks of an animal, we check the rocks, we throw it on the big wood, we throw it, and tomorrow morning we have to recheck that is it the man who poachers told it or animal. If we find that it's a tracks of a poachers, because now poachers we know that are the former soldier, are the former police, are the former ranger, they know how to untrack themselves, like hide their tracks. So once we do these things, we just do 360 because we know that on the road they're going to hide their tracks, but only with a tooth. But somewhere in 5 meter away, they will put footprint. So that's why we do 360 to find that everything is okay. And then if we find that this is a track of the poacher, because we know how to identify the poacher's track and also the because poachers, as I said, it's a former police and former, they know how to hide their tracks. So that's why we do 360 to make sure that everything is okay. And also, snare sweeping to prevent bushmeat poachers, snare and wild traps. When the meat poachers go to the bush and put the wires, they try their best to find where there is water hole. Because they know that in the morning animals can go free to get water, and also late night they can go and get water. So they find where there's a small path for animals, and then they set up the big wires to trap any animal that they want. But the problem is, it's a strong weapon that we want to take out of ourselves. That is why we go to the bush each and every day to remove this weapon. Because once the poachers set up, you will never even hear the click of these things. Just only find that the animals is dead. So if we came there early, while the animals may be in trap, is either kudu or impala, and then are still alive, likely we work together with the vet. We call the vet immediately, and then they come and help those animals. But if we find that it's already late, and then it's where we do 360 to find out how many snakes are around. And previously, when we do the sweeping, we used to come back with 100, 200 wires, as you see the pictures there. But now, as we put more boots in the ground, we put more effort in the ground, we came back maybe 2, 3 snakes, because they know that mambas are there. They know that there's a lot of bulls that are busy following us, or they will chase ourselves out of the bush, because we are destroying our nature. So that's why we do this each and every day.
So the snares that Kadeko is saying is the wires that bushmeat poachers, they use to trap the animals. So they use this to trap the animals. So that's why we need to remove it in the bush. And these wires, they are more dangerous than the bullets. Because if the poacher can set the wire there maybe for a week, when he comes, he will remove the animal and leave the snare there. Remove the animal and leave the snare there. So the snare, it can maybe kill 50 or more than 50 animals. So that's why the snares are more dangerous than the bullets.
Roadblock search and suicide to prevent IWT. So
illegal wildlife trade.
every day, most especially Monday and Friday, we split it into different teams, one for first line, sweeping, and also the roadblock, and also house inspection. The reason why we do roadblock. Some other people, when they are coming to our reserve to see our animals, are not there just to see the animals. They're just there to collect information. When they go back, so that they can come and kill. And also, we search any car that's coming in and out of our reserve. The reason why, some they can shoot a rhino, they can take our pangolin, anything that is illegal, they can go out. So we also do the search to make sure that everything that is not needed for them to take it, then we research it. And also, we also even go to the compound search. The reason why we do the compound search, when we search them on the gate, because so many, we do have lodges in our reserve. Some of the lodges, they renovate their houses using the wire that the bush is setting up on the bush. So once we do the compound search, we make sure that the people that have been searched in the gate, that okay, in this lodge we have got 10 people. We collect all the information that their names or like IDs actually. We put it down in our cell phone to know that in this lodge we have these people. So when we do the compound search, we try to find that are there still 10 people there? Okay, what did they have inside their rooms or inside their fridge? We go and search. Sometimes we find that as they're busy renovating the house, they eat unhealthy food. They will think of going to the bush and get the meat or impala. When they up on the roof, see that, oh yes, there are impala, they can sniff and set up. So as we go and do the search, without knowing that we are coming, so that we can be able to find if we have those meat. And if we find that they do have meat, we also find out to their bosses that your people have got meat, where they can get it. Show us the pay it, so that we can be able to be aware that the bosses give the meat to their workers. So we also sharing knowledge with our community at school. When we go to school, we share information about the bush. People, they don't have more information, they have lack of knowledge and skills when it comes to the bush. So we try the best to go to the community, we work together with the kids. By sharing information to the kids is the biggest investment. Some of the kids, they want to be like me. Some they want to be like guide. Some they want to work base in the bush. So by giving them the good information about what we are doing, so that they can able to understand, they can take those information to their father, like my daddy, I was with the Mamba school, they were sharing this and this, now my favorite animal is right. So do you think their father can go and coach? No. Why? Because they get a good message from the student, of the kids, which is the biggest investment. If you can go to the people like in my age, they will never even want to listen to you, because they know how to get money, they know how to coach, they know how to sleep. But through to the kids is the biggest investment. We do food parcel. Since pandemic, everything was shut down. People lost their work. Those rangers lost their work. Police lost their work. Things were shut down. But we realized that how can we prevent poaching? Because even if it's locked down during the pandemic, poachers are still available, so they want to get what they want. Why don't we use the food parcel to help the community, because they're very close to our reserve, so that we can able to see that now, as we're doing this, how are we benefiting? And also the community must benefit from us. And then we do the food parcel. We go door to door, house to house, to find who is in need the most. And then we give the food parcel. So by doing so, we are preventing, we are stopping. Because when they eat that food that we're giving them, they won't think like, let me go and poach, because the mamas are giving us the food. Why am I not going? Why am I going there to poach? I should stop it immediately, because now we're working together with the mamas. So that's why we do the food parcel.
Crime Prevention Unit, search, destroy poachers. So the information that Kateko was giving now, we have 5 ladies, which they are the Crime Prevention Unit. These ladies, they focus more, they are part of the Black Mamba Anti-Poaching Unit, but these ladies, they are focusing more on what Kateko was saying. So, and then again, their work is to teach the people from the community, because these contractors, they come from the community, is to teach these people from the community the do's and the don'ts while they're in the reserve. So, and then again, we revisit that place to make sure that these people are eating safe. And then in the reserve, we have houses of the landowners which are abroad. Some of them are not around. So we visit their house to check if there is any breakings, there is anyone who's trying to go to their house, and then to put our boots on the ground. So then when someone tries to come in, they can see that members are here to patrol and protect these animals. So this is the work that these members are doing. And then again, when we do a data, when we take information of these people that are coming from the reserve, the management will go through the pictures, because even take the pictures, ID numbers, they will go through everything to check if we have poachers or ex-poachers in the reserve.
Pangolin guidance. Currently in training, working with the pangolin in rehabilitation phases, monitoring pangolins, educating them to teach community about pangolin conservation, full cycle project from recovery to release in remote location, not to be disclosed. Collaborative effort to save pangolin, the most trafficked animal in the world. In our project, we so lucky, because as you see, I've got so many ranks here. So whatever training that you go through, when you come back, you also show it. So we also have a pangolin guardians who are dealing with the pangolin. Most when we rescue the pangolin, we find that they're coming from Mozambique or Zimbabwe. So we take those pangolin to the center where we are patrolling, so that we check that the pangolin are okay or not okay. We also go tonight and feed those pangolin with our eggs that we have. If you find that the pangolin is not eating health, or the egg that you are feeding is not okay, the weight is decreasing, is where we take the pangolin back to where it belongs. But if you find that the weight is increasing, meaning that they are adjusting themselves, or they are coping with our food that we're giving, we also release the pangolin to the bush so that they can live freely. Because we find that the poachers, they check them, maybe they spend a week or 14 days not giving them the food. So we find that the pangolin is not in a good condition. So we try the best, as we've been having members who try to do that, and then they can. And also, whatever they know, they also share, because I have never been part of training. But it is now I know, because we're always working together with our members, we also share all the information about.
So the pangolin is endangered in Africa. So the pangolins, they're looking for the scales of the pangolins. So we have members which works with the Glenn Thompson. He is the one who's well trained to look after the pangolins. So the members, they work with Glenn Thompson. So and then again, do you know pangolin? Okay, thank you. So the pangolin, since you know that it's a nocturnal animal, so they wake up early in the morning to go to track these pangolins that were rescued from the poachers. So this pangolin, it was rescued from the poachers. The Bush Baby Environmental Education Program. So the Bush Baby Environmental Program, I love this project with all my heart. And I salute the lady that she's running this program. So normally I used to describe this as an African pot. So the African pot, you call it oiki. Something, oiki.
I think we call it koiki.
Yeah, so it's an African pot.
3 legs.
Yes, with the 3 legs. So this pot has a 3 legs. So this is us. We have 1 leg, which is the Mambas, which are in the reserve to protect the animals. We have the 2nd leg, which is the bush baby program, which is in our community. We are teaching these young children in the community. The 3rd leg, we have the bush grannies, which will go through it. So we have the pot, it's protected because it has 3 legs. So educating these young children, we are investing on them because this is our future leaders. If we can change the mindset, or if we can still instill the knowledge at the early age, these young children will grow up with a good information of why they should conserve nature, and they will understand why we are protecting this biodiversity for them, for the future. That's why we educate these young children.
Bush babies educator monitoring environmental issues in their own communities. Alien plants reporting and removal. As we are working together with the community, when we find that they report that there is a plant that needs to be removed, they call us and then we go in there to remove, because we know that alien plants absorb more water from the soil. So we don't need that plants in our community, so we take it out. We also work together with them, pollution control cleaning campaign. We go to the community, we clean their whole area, showing them that they are part of us, we love them, we sharing with them. So by cleaning their area, which is part of benefiting from us to them. Sand mining, reporting and control. Normally in our area where we're coming from, when we want to build the house, we have to find a good spot where it is nice sand, and then we dig it, take that sand and then build the house. We leave the whole land. So we know we don't have some swimming pool. So when we have season of raining, we find that the hole is full of water, and then our kids love to swim. So we want to see our kids drown on that way. So we try never the best to go there and report to the municipality or to the community that we have to go there and close that hole with a rope, so that we cannot having water, so that our kids cannot go there and swim and all this stuff. So we try our best to close as much as we can.
Bush Babies Education Center. So there is this picture of a boy cuddling with a dog. I love this picture. So it won't be easy to educate the children to love wild animals while they don't love their domestic animals. In our community, they treat dogs like securities. They don't even care about the dogs. Because when they look at it, they look at the security. If maybe someone comes to the house, the dog will bark. In my house, my father had a dog. I don't remember even a single day my father blushing the dog or playing with the dog. Even myself, I don't even remember calling the dog to come inside our house because it was a security. So within the program, we are teaching the young children in the community, even the old people, to love their pets. It will be easy for them to adapt to the wild animals. It will be easy for them. Because when you don't love your pets, do you think these people will love the wild animals while they don't love the pets that they're staying with at home? So that's why we are teaching these young people to love their pets. If their pets has injured, take it to the vet. That's why in the program we have vet. We have days where the vet visits into our community. So the donation that people are donating, some of the money, we pay the vet to go to the community, because give back to the community. So then the community can be involved in conservation. Because conservation, we need each other. We need people from the community. So then we can manage to conserve nature.
Bush Baby Environmental Education Center. I remember she talking about the weapons that we were using in the bush, but not in Ghana perspective. The first one, I think she was talking about the walkie-talkie and the Samsung phone that was donated by Samsung. This is our second one. These centers, we build it in the community. We allow whoever who are very close to the community or that area to go and pay there. We allow the kids after school to get food. As you come to the center, we cook food for them so that they can go home with something when they're timing. Because some of the kids, they sleep with empty stomach. But we cook food at the center and then we help them. We also even have a garden where we teach the kids to take care of what they have. We give them the seeds to plant so that they can get this to water it. If it's growing enough, they can harvest it back to their families. That's why we do have a center. We also do the scouts playing with the kids, trying the best to help them wherever as much as we can. Sometimes the kids, when they do have some homeworks, we also can help them at the center through their homeworks because some of them they are staying with the grannies or the old people. They cannot manage to help them through the homeworks. But us as members, we do it. So this is our second, the third weapon that we have that is helping us when it's come to protect the environment. Because even the people that are in my age, they also come to the center to get food and also to play with the kids. And also we have a free Wi-Fi. Some that finish to school, to high school, but they don't have money to go to further school. But through our Wi-Fi in the center, they can apply whatever, they can do whatever they want. No data is expensive, but they don't pay even a cent to get the Wi-Fi in our center, so that they can apply the jobs, schools, whatever they want. We keep them busy through our center. They don't think of going to the bush and because they're busy sitting on the Wi-Fi to do whatever they want. So that's why we do it. We also work with 30 bush grannies. Trip to Kruger is a real adventure for our grannies. As you're talking about the grannies, you know, our grannies or our ancestors, they were staying in the reserve. But as you know that we have animals, they get kicked out of the reserve and then they expose it so that they can protect the animals. So these people, they were thinking that why they chase us to the bush? They were thinking that they're not good and will come to the bush. But us as the members, we take them back to the Kruger. We spend a week with them or a month with them in Kruger so that we can able to understand that, oh, now we are back to where we belong because now we are seeing animals for free, we don't pay anything. They don't pay anything to those babies. It's just for free. And also engaging with the kids in traditional activities. You know, there is so many stories to share with us, even the kids. So we get a chance, we sit with them, sharing a good stories about them, and also us sharing like, hey, jump on a tree, something like that. We always sharing with the grannies. So what we are doing most in the grannies, we go to their place, to their homes, we wash the uniform for the kids. Because as you see, she's old, she cannot wash the uniform for the kids. She cannot even go and carry water for herself to wash, she knows what to cook for the kids. We do as you see us, we're busy doing it to help the community. So which means we are working together, hands in hands with the community. That's how the community from us.
So the grannies, a lot of them, they don't afford to go to Kruger National Park to see the animals that they lived with. And so many of our sign names, they represent the animals. They're like a poem. So these grannies, they say Mother Nature heals. So the grannies, when they're in the reserve, when they're at the game viewer, you can see the smiles on their faces when they see the animals. They start to share the poems of their sign names because their sign names represent the animals. Like my sign name, I'm a cat. So many sign names in Africa, it represents the animals. So we are trying to make these old people understand why they were pushed out and put some fences. Because if there were no fences, we'll have nothing by now, even the Impala. But because of these fences, we have millions of families which are working in the reserves, which are working in Greater Kruger, which are working in Kruger National Park. So we are reminding them why we have fences in the reserves.
Why is our approach effective for the reserve? Poachers commit priority crime due to disrupt the lane stream. So I don't know if you can see here these pictures. It's the car that transport money from bank to other game. So when it comes to our government, let me say this way. When if we arrest a rhino poacher today, tomorrow he's out. We arrest him again, the second day he's out. So we try level the best to be more in the reserve so that the poachers cannot get any chances to come and poach, so that they can go and conduct this crime so that the government will follow them. Because we know that once they bomb this car to get money, government will follow. But when it comes to conservation, just ignore it, doesn't take it into serious. So we fight very hard so that the poachers cannot come into our reserve so that they can go and do these kind of things, then government can follow all the police, but I follow me. For the community, relationship and education. Always go to the community and give the lesson to kids. That's why we see us showing them the wire, like how the wire look like, and also illustrate how the pusher set up the wire in the bush and all the stuff, and you see the pictures of Mamba moving the wire with the kids there. How have our lives changed? We are a brand new people. I don't have my biological kids, but I've got many kids in my life because I end up opening my own charity that I'm stepping in on so that I can take care of all of them in my project. So that's why we are the breadwinners. We have respect and dignity. We respect you guys. with full respect, we respect you. And also we have pride and confidence. I'm dressing this uniform with dignity. When I dress it, I dignity. You cannot wear it without training. You cannot wear it without. So you have to go for training so that you can wear this with pride and confidence. We constantly get new skills to share with others. I went to Fagasa to learn more about the bush. When I came back, she never been in the ecosystem to learn, but I'm also sharing what I know so that she can be able to share with others. So whatever you went to the training, when you came back, sharing is key. We have a new identity. I think some of you, if you can go to South Africa to sing, I tell you, you want to sing. But when you talk about the black mamas, you want to see the black mamas. That's why we have a new identity. We are family. I have my own family at home, but a second family, which is this one. In case I'm sick, she's here to help me. When I've got challenges, she's here to help me. Whatever, we spend so many days in the bush, away from our families. Sometimes we feel like I want to go and see my family. I say, hey, come on, people just are here to visit. If you go home to see your families, who's going to take care of the animals? So we're always working together as a Mambas. And also, I love this job because now I realize that I can stand up for myself and also stand up for my colleague, also stand up for my community, family where I came from. We've done so many things in the community during our off time. So I'm so proud to be in this uniform. I'm so proud to be a female in the bush. I'm so proud to be a ranger.
I would add on what Catherine was saying. We have a new identity. The Black Mambas, all of us, we have the new identity. Because if I can go to the town, a lot of people, they know me as a Black Mamba. If I can go to the town and do something silly, they won't say Colette. They will say one of the Mambas. And then even at the gate, when we misbehave, the people that are staying at the lodge, they will say, we saw one of the Mambas, she was misbehaving at the gate. So that's why we have a new identity, which we need to protect always. Wherever we go, we need to protect this sign name of the Black Mambas Anti-Poaching Unit. That's me and my colleague. So in 2015, myself and Felicia, we went to New York. Because I told you that in 2013, a lot of people, they never believed in the Black Mambas Anti-Poaching Unit. They thought the work that we are doing, only men can do it better, the ladies won't do it better. But in 2015, someone nominated our name to Champion of the Earth with United Nations. So this award, although we haven't got what can I say it? I want the good name of it. Because we were recognized and then we thought maybe we'll come back with money so then our program can run smoothly because we're invited there. But at least we've gained a lot of journalists which they visited us, and then that's where we've got recognition in all over the world because of this award. So we're proud of ourselves. And it was funny because the day that we were traveling, it was our first time, myself and Felicia. I remember we're on morning parade when Craig announced that Felicia and Colette are going to New York. We climbed to him together, and then when the day arrived, I was like, Felicia, are we going to come back New York together? No one is traveling with us. So it was very funny, but we manage on our own. Even now, the members, they travel on their own. So the United Nations is the award open lot of doors for us, because that's where we've gained the recognition all over the world. And then in total, we have 12 awards in our 12 years. These are some of our awards that we won from since 2013.
You see my name up there? You see my name there?
Special thank you to the Black Members Alliances for sponsoring our salaries. And then thank you to all of you for sitting down here, listening to our presentation. We hope that you will follow us on the Facebook. We are the members. Instagram, the members. We are on all the networks. So please follow us, so then we can continue doing what we are doing to protect the wild animals. We salute you. Thank you.
I wanted to show you a short story about this picture before I say thank you. Previously, we were living in the man which is our supervisor. So one of our black members, our husband doesn't stop us like they allow us to keep the days moving up here. So one of our members, she was pregnant, and then in the morning she goes to the team to patrol, and then she came back at night again. She go to patrol, and then she came back. Normally we knock off around 10, 11, depending on the full moon on the full moon. So on that day, she started to feel pain at the end. And like my team, she started feeling pain. They say, well, you want to go to the labor? She said, no, my doctor said I'll go next weekend. We said, okay. She's sitting the whole day. She find that she's not okay. Later after night patrol, mind you, the supervisor is a me. So she started saying like, I'm feeling pain. The pain is getting worse. And then they call the man, which is the supervisor, to come in here, take her to the hospital. And then on our way, the supervisor called the people from the ambulance, like, hey, please come and help us. Someone wants to give birth, please come and help us. They say, won't come inside because your elephant, they're always chasing us because we are, as you are in the reserve. When someone was sick, ambulance was to come and help and all this stuff. So they say, no more ambulance inside your reserve because the elephant always chasing on us. We must come to the gate, we need help. Trying to meet the man, supervisor. And then we drive our fancy car to the main gate, and it's too far. We had a flat tire, and then we had to change the tire, and then we put the second one, we continue with driving. We had a second patcher. There's a little spare one. So that lady started, I want to get fresh air. And she said, can I go out? She was doing one of our food. And she said, can you go out, but make sure that you sit next to the car in case lion, because it's now almost 2 o'clock midnight. We find that lion around, or we find that he's watching out to get food for dinner for them. So just stand next to the car, and then she go down, she sit down. Mind you, the man is supervisor. So within some seconds, as he's trying to get hold on other thing, please, he called her, someone and he said, make a plan, make a plan. Within a second, we just heard a baby crying. Mind you, he's a man. What's I supposed to do? Like, what? So we're like, wow. And then one of the colleagues says, okay, as you give birth here, the name of a child is a Norththorn because he gave birth in the bush. He's a bush baby. So we name him a bush baby and also Norththorn. So that is why now I'm so proud to say, like, we don't need a man to be supervisor. We are the supervisors. We are leading this project. We give orders. We change tires. We teach us how to change tires. I'm also inspecting as I'm a driver. I can do everything that I'm supposed to do with our hands because of you train us. So we don't need any man to be supervisors. So we are the leaders, ourselves, me and Henry, so our other team in our area where we came from. So that's why we are more black members in this black. BM stands for Black Members, Best Mom, and hashtag Be More.
And we salute you. Thank you.
you've got some handouts there. We've got pizza outside for those of you who have to leave. Grab a piece. Why don't we take 10 minutes or so of questions here, and then we can go out in the lobby and continue the questions till about 1:30.
We have some brochures, the bushberry brochures and the black mambas brochures. If you like to have one, you can raise your hand, then I will quickly come to you and give you the brochure.
If anybody has ever wondered if McClintock syndrome is a real thing, ask me, I know. Look it up. These guys, true what they say about the men, you know, what do you do? Suddenly water breaks and they give birth to the bush at 12 o'clock at night and the ambulance refuses to come in because of the elephants and the lions and whatever. You know, just want to give a bunch, got it, and then they can pass them around. If there's any left, you can leave them on a chair at the back. And in the meantime, if there's any questions, fire away. Yeah, I feel like I'm like taking off that talk. It's just so empowering.
All right. Questions?
I'd like to know, now that you've started taking horns off the rhinos, what percentage increase has there been?
It's a very good question, and it's not a simple answer because it's a little bit controversial. The dehorning of the rhinos, now remember, rhino poaching is not a new phenomenon. It's happened 3 times in my 30-year career in conservation. And dehorning has always been a last resort. It's always been a tool in the toolbox. It's a massive sense of failure, or a symbol of failure, I would believe. You have to dart an animal and take a chainsaw to its face to save it. Because what's next? Do we cut the scales out of the pangolins? Do we shave the manes of the lions? Because these things have been poached at terrible rates too. The problem with the data is that we started the dehorning just as COVID hit. So I think it's biased. Personally, if I have a look at the data sets, the supply and demand chain was already interrupted. In fact, it was turned off because of the COVID-19 lockdown measures that we had globally. And we saw a massive drop in poaching. In fact, it switched off poaching completely. If anybody says what saved the rhinos, it was COVID-19. Okay? Absolutely. You know, and we managed to get a handle on things. And there's a number of reasons why this happened. So to say that the dehorning was super effective, because it's cause and effect. You know, we started dehorning and the rhino poaching dropped. But when we were, you were still with us when Dr. Van Booma was there from the Dutch Institute for Climate Law Enforcement. We spent a lot of time gathering this data over a massive landscape. Since 2017, at the peak of our rhino poaching, we were losing about 1,250 animals a day. I was still the head warden of the whole Greater Kruger region, so I had access to that data. It was on a steep decline on the graph, but whether that's because the rhinos were now really scarce and it was difficult to find, or whether it was because we normally have a 5-year lag period or turnaround period in our courts in South Africa, and maybe it was catching up now, you know, but whatever the causal factor was, it was already on a steep decline. Then COVID came along and it just suddenly stopped, and then we started dehorning, you know, so it's a little suspicious, and I don't buy that dehorning the rhino saved the rhino. I don't buy it. I will also mention that I was on Zoom with some officials from China the other day. By the way, you get half an hour on Zoom in China. Then you have to switch to a different platform, and then you have to switch to a different platform after that. It's literally getting 30 minutes. And they were condemning the dehorning, saying that we're making the commodity even more scarce, and therefore making it more desirable, and we're going to put more pressure on the rhinos. Something that we never actually considered. So we have inside information because we have people on that side. Also, your US Fisheries and Wildlife Services also cautioned us about the same thing. So I don't believe dehorning is the right way to go. I think the motive behind dehorning is also a little bit questionable because they're being stockpiled for sale.
in line with that question, have you had any cases of retaliatory killings because of money?
Well, yes. Short answer or long answer? If you go down to the province, so the poaching has shifted, it's been displaced down to a different province in our area in South Africa. There's KwaZulu-Natal province, Mlozi, reserve, their provincial reserves, they're not national parks. And that's actually the irony is that that's a stronghold for rhinos, and there would be no rhinos if it wasn't for the work that was done there in the 50s and the 60s. They were almost wiped out to extinction because they didn't play. But anyway, so they've been persecuted tremendously there, and they dehorned 46 animals, I think it was, and within the same week, 42 of them were poached. So, and can you imagine if you walk, I like rum, for those of you that don't know me, and it's not a hint, by the way, but if I walk into the bottle store and they don't have Captain Morgan rum, I'm walking out empty handed. I'm going to take Squadron rum or whatever other cheap shitty thing they've got there, and I'm still going home with rum. The anecdotes from the poachers themselves will say, if we come onto the landscape, it's really risky. We track an animal, there's no indication in that track whether the animal's got a horn or not. So we catch up with the animal and we shoot it. It's pitch dark. They don't disclose themselves with flashlights and things. So they shoot it and they find, oh damn it, it's got a horn. Or they bump into it. Gone through all these risks. And they say, I'm not going to run this risk again. It's eliminated out of the equation, so I don't make the same mistake twice. So that's the rhetoric that we're getting back from them as well. Don't dehorn because we're just going to kill them anyway, whether it's out of spite or whatever. So, to answer your question, I think we're making a mistake in the long run.
Yes, I was wondering, what the most difficult part of your job was?
The difficult time of our job is to be chased with the animals, because I won't say that it's been with the poachers, because I know that the poachers, they won't shoot at me because they don't see me as the risk to them, because they know that we are unarmed. But with the animals, because we are in their own territory, so that is the difficult times for us. Because we've been chased every day. Normally during marula season, because in Africa, do you know amarula? So we have the marula trees in Africa. So marula trees, they bear fruits. The fruits, when they are not ready, they are green. When they are ready, they are yellowish. So as the people, we take the juice of that marula, then elder people in the community, they drink it, and then with that marula, we even make nuts, body lotions. So the elephants, they love marula tree. So during marula season, we run every day because they're all over the reserve, in the first line, inside the reserve. So during marula season, we know that we even tell each other in the morning, like, we know today we're going to run, but we can't stop patrolling the fence and go to the sweeps because of the elephants. Yeah.
What about the vehicles? Is that your key challenge? I call it
Yeah.
Margaret Thatcher's big men. We've got old Land Rovers that go back to the 90s now, and they all fall into parking. Abdul?
Yeah, it's a great success in Solitary. I just am wondering, this is a very risky job, since you patrol, even at night time. So is there any insurance mechanism in place to cover your liabilities, even from poachers and wildlife itself?
Do you mean like injury on duty, like a kind of financial insurance?
Yeah, if anything happens at their life, what is the insurance mechanism or compensation package so that we can cover for the family?
Yes, we do have. The company, they pay for us so that if someone is injured during work time, they can get money while they're at home. So we do have that. But we do have, we don't have. Because if we don't get some fundings, if someone is injured, we which means it's a problem.
One more question, yeah. Go ahead.
You mentioned that when you were first in your role, that you didn't feel respected in that role, and has that changed for you?
Yes, 100% changed to 100%.
Like my living life has changed because the community where I came from, they say that you are, can you come to observe it, you should find it to change more than you keep me as your lady. You are like, they always underline us. And I say to them like, don't judge cover, don't judge book by its cover. If you want to try me, you see. So I end up speaking with them, like, guys, I don't want to see you in this. What I want you to be there is either you get a job there, or you feel you can do there as a during the holidays. I don't even try to come into us to test me so that you must be able to say, am I going to arrest you or not? So that's why I end up even opening the project that is run by me so that I can at least telling them, showing them that I want them just, I want them to be part of the concern all this stuff.
They're like ninjas.
Yeah.
I want to tell you an anecdotal story. Remember Chief Gabriel Malachi?
Yes.
From the Maseki community, it's one of our target communities, we have 3 target communities from that board. And when I punted the project to him, I tried to sell the project, and it's really hard. The hard sell was not actually with the tribal communities, the hard sell was actually with the white people, the old traditional kind of apartheid regime people in the national park system. It's kind of like a glass bastille for these guys with their little shorts and Land Rovers and things. And you know, the chief sat there and he said it will never work. He said it will never work. These women will never survive the training. And I said, maybe he's right. You know, maybe I'm being foolish here. Because we wanted the multi-generational impact. We wanted the return on investment. Your grandmothers looking after your kids. You know, we wanted the primary caregivers with an ethos. We wanted women that de-escalate violence and de-escalate any kind of crisis situation which they could have problem-solving skills and so on. And he said, yeah, but they'll never survive the training. 46 degrees Celsius in summertime with 80% humidity. They can't do that work. And I thought, he's right. And then I looked out the window and I said, hey, Chief, look out the window. Who's carrying the water? 20 liters on the head, baby on the back, firewood under this arm. They're like a Swiss Army wife, you know, every little bit doing something different. And it's 46 degrees out now. We're the men sitting under the trees in the shade, waiting for the women to bring the firewood and the water. And trying to pick up a 20-liter water can. It's 20 kgs. And sometimes there's one in each hand, plus the firewood, plus the grain on the wood, whatever. You know? So they're doing it really. And I've trained now 36 women, trained probably 1,000 men, but I haven't had a single woman drop off the training course. That is a fact. Was it Julie that hurt her back or her ankle or something on one of the courses? So, I mean, there's incidences like that, but nobody has, they've got the mental strength that is lacking in a lot of men. Men get arrogant and they'll say, you can't talk to me like that. And this is paramilitary. We scream and shout at you. You know, you do the PT. You're woken up, you get no sleep, you do the survival